On behalf of DP World, the world's leading provider of smart logistics solutions. DP World recently announced a long-term partnership with ICC as a global logistics partner to the organization. The partnership covers all major ICC events across men and women's cricket, including the upcoming ICC Men's World Cup starting in India. DP World has also partnered with one of the cricket's greatest cricket icons, Sachin Tendulkar, for the Beyond the Boundaries initiative, which aims to make cricket possible for young cricketers across the globe by delivering 50 containers over the next 5 years to grounds of local communities. Without further ado, I would like to invite Kevin D'Souza, Senior Vice President, Commercial and Business Management, MENA and Indian Subcontinent, and cricket icon Sachin Tendulkar to unveil the first of these fantastic containers.
At DP World, whatever our teams were discussing and what I was being briefed by my team, we found ourselves on the same page. We think alike, our vision is alike. They are also interested in long-term results. There is no such thing as overnight outcome, and I've heard this saying somewhere. Right now, there is no such thing as right now. You can either have it right or you can have it now. So I personally feel with DP World, we are, the whole idea is to provide opportunities and fair opportunities to both, to young girls and boys. We are looking at that container, which is simply awesome. I think it's a great initiative. Above all, I've always felt that one thing that is really dear to me and important is to transform our country from sport-loving nation to sport-playing nation. And this is where it starts. It starts at the grassroots level. And that's why this association.
When you started as a young kid and playing cricket, were you at any time struggling for equipment? Did people support you? Did you have your own kit, or was it shared with others?
Yeah, when I started playing cricket, it was a common kit of our club, Kamak Memorial, which belonged to Achrekar sir. And
the entire team shared that kit?
Yes, and there were about, I think, at least 80-90 boys who shared a few bats and a few leg guards and
pads,
everything we had to share. So we did that, and then when I started to play seriously, earlier it was only for those couple of months, summer vacations were there, and how do I spend my time? I thought it was the best thing that happened to me, because my brother felt that I could go and play cricket, join summer camp for a couple of months at Africa sir's net, and then we see where I go from there. In those 2 months, a lot of things happened to me. I felt somewhere my energy was channelized, and then I changed the school. My brother was the one who told my father at that time that now he cannot use common kit.
This was what, when you were 10 or 11?
I was 11. He said, he told my father that now that he has decided to play cricket seriously, he has to have his own gear, proper bat that works for him. And the bat was slightly on heavier side. There were a number of senior players who were eyeing my bat. I had to guard my bat 24/7. Leg guards, everything, the brand new kit got me excited, gave me that energy to go out and try even harder. I could see the smiles on their faces, just now the kids who received kit bags, because each container is going to have multiple kit bags. We'll come to that to come. But when I got my kit, I was super thrilled. There were a number of guys who helped me in my school days. Hemant Vaingankar was one of the guys who was instrumental in giving me the scholarship in school days.
This was
Mafatlal,
Sunrays
Mafatlal
Mafatlal, right?
sponsored my kit. So every year I got a free kit which was sponsored by.
They realized very early that there was a genius here to support.
Then of course another dear friend of mine, Avi Kadam, who got me in touch with Vampire and then other brands in India, SS, SG.
Which was
Lars,
the first
all these
battle?
guys. So
Which
they were
we-
all providing us free kit, which really helped. So at this stage in my life, I would be failing in my duties if I did not remember their names and the help that they extended.
Right. Which was the first bat you used? What make?
The first bat which I owned was Simon's, which was my bat, but my brother's bat was BDM. I also played with BDM later on in my career, so he was one of the guys who also did that.
So initially, everybody, all young cricketers, they look for a bat. And I'm sure there must have been a time when you were also looking for spikes and things. Were they difficult to get at that time, spikes?
They were difficult to get. In fact, just 3 days ago we launched Praveen Amre's book, and the first quality pair of shoes were given to me by Praveen Amre. उसके पहले तो सिर्फ देखते थे, पहन भी लिया था उनकी वजह से. So I whenever I meet Praveen and then we are spending enough time with each other, then we talk about those school days and the first pair that Praveen gave me. He had gone with the under-19 Indian team to Australia.
Yes.
And from there he carried that pair for me, which I used during my
This was
school.
what, 1988, 89? Around
Yeah, I think about 87 or so.
87-ish.
Yeah.
I also understand that, you played in cramped colonies where there wasn't enough space to actually play cricket. And maybe one of the reasons for your famous straight drive was because you had to hit the ball straight. Tell us about that story.
Somebody asked me कि ये straight drive के पीछे क्या राज है? And I couldn't think of any answer. But I remembered my childhood days where there were tall buildings on both sides of our pitch, and the main gate was possibly further than where these chairs are, maybe 20 yards further. And we scored a boundary only if the ball crossed the main gate, and it was only straight. Anywhere else, one had to run and score runs. But straight drive would give you a boundary without running. And if you hit the ball in the air, both buildings, if the ball hit top of the first floor, then the batter was out. So I practiced hitting straight without touching the building, and somehow that became a habit, which indeed worked well for me, because I remember a number of senior players, including my coach, telling me that there is one spot where there is no fielder, which is right behind the bowler. Hit the ball behind the bowler and we'll score runs.
So you actually scored by hitting boundaries and refusing to run.
No, I would save that energy for not many other things, because I was full of energy. I was a bit of a difficult kid to manage. I don't know how my parents kept patience, but I had a lot of energy, and that energy was channelized when I started playing cricket.
I think you should tell Dravid that if he needs to improve the straight drive of some cricketers, bring them to the colony where you played. Kevin, my question now to you. Jersey number was 10. It's 10 years since you retired from Test cricket. You're 50. You made 100 hundreds. You played 200 Test matches. So I think zeros have been good to you.
Zero on its own is not good. Zero with a partner is good. So
Yeah.
here we are, into this partnership. So, to achieve multiple things, whatever the numbers that you've spoken. If there wasn't a non-striker, it would never have happened. And here we have, two batters who can go out and score something for which the country can be proud of.
So well said. But tell me, despite having played such a long time, every time you go take guard, mark your guard at the crease, are you anxious when you're on zero? Are you apprehensive?
I like to believe that whoever says I'm not anxious when I'm on zero, we need to double check that. A batter likes to get off the mark.
Yeah, so there is that urge to
Sometimes it takes longer than one expects. You have to play few dot balls and respect the bowler. But every batter likes to get off the ball.
You've dominated sport at the highest level, a very competitive sport for such a long time. Looking at the contribution you made to cricket, how would you like to be remembered in terms of your legacy?
Someone who always thought of the country and someone who wanted to win the World Cup for the country and never gave up. It did take some time, but eventually I kept chasing my dream. I never gave up. That was very, very important to me because it all started in 1983, that journey. And 2011 was the best cricketing moment of my life. And that's how, I would want them to remember me, that someone who wanted to win the World Cup for the country.
Sachin, you've been a fantastic cricketer and a great ambassador for cricket. And I think this initiative is one more contribution you're making to the game. I think it's very appropriate that the Beyond Boundaries initiative is supported by DP World and Sachin. Because Sachin is not just about cricket. Sachin's hope, Sachin is inspirational. He inspires all kids, cricketers or otherwise, to stretch themselves, go beyond the limits that have been set. So I think it's a fantastic partnership. Congratulations both to DP World and to Sachin to come out and support. Thank you very much for your insights into Beyond Boundaries initiatives. And it's two world-class leaders coming together to make a change on the ground and to make it possible for young cricketers to chase their dreams and hopefully achieve them. Thank you very much. And now before the event ends, we have a very special part of the container. Sachin, may I request you to go back to the container and help unveil a special tribute for you.
Okay.